the reality is, and I get them in between meetings, in between trying to get work done. You all probably have your own version of that playing out, right? So I do read my emails. I don't read all of them to the bottom. I don't think you do either. And so when you're thinking about how you're going to pitch your story as an email, make it to the point, make it so short. You know, it's like almost when you pick up a newspaper and you read the beginning of the story, then you turn it inside, and it's like 2 more full pages. You have to really care about that story to read the whole thing, don't you? Otherwise, you're like, oh, what else is going on? Because it's just this huge commitment suddenly. So your press release doesn't have to have every single element. It's really most important, kind of Susanna's point about emotion. Tell me right up front why I should care, why this matters. And some basic information, who, what, where, when, why, that kind of stuff, and how I can get more information. Phone numbers, emails, for people who can help me get more if I want to. And send it in a timely fashion. You know, sending it TV, it's an important distinction. Susanna's probably fine with you pitching a story the day before or the day of, something that's happening, you know, tomorrow. We're not as good about that unless it's really important. Because we have about 100 reporters to their 12 or whatever the number is. And we have a lot of space to fill. So in terms of how our folks organize their time, they know usually on Wednesday what they're doing on Friday. So if you're calling with something that's happening on Friday, it's probably going to have to push aside something else they're already planning to do. So your best bet for being in that slot for Friday or whatever the day is to get that message out a week in advance, several days in advance. It could be like a month, but the day before, it's a really big deal. You really, really undercut your odds of being covered, even if it's an important, interesting story, because most people, as it happens, are going on. Doesn't mean it will never happen. You dramatically improve your odds of getting covered if you send something that's to the point out early enough for us to plan the coverage and figure out photos. We don't care about images as much as television does. Video is critical in television. But we still need photos. When you pick up a newspaper just to see a grade, it's not very inviting. So one of the things that actually would help your story move up is if it's something that comes with great photo potential or video potential for us now as well, because we do so much on the web. So think about that. And sometimes you don't even need a full story. Sometimes what you need is a photo. You just want a mention of your event, because maybe it's enough to get a photo with details about it for the people in the community who want to know more than they can go from there. I'll stop and say more, but then I'll fill all the boxes.
I talked with my fellow editors earlier today a little bit and came up with a quick list of about 10 ideas on presenting a press release to the player press. And there might not be enough to go completely around, so forgive me for that. But you'll come across these, but number 3 and number 9 are the ones that really sort of stand out. Number 3 is know the paper. Know who you want to contact and what kind of story you're talking about. If you are talking about a calendar item, I have a festival coming up that I'm planning. Again, call the right person, you're more likely going to get it in the paper where you want. Or if you have a story about my neighbor from across from justice and I want to help her get some sort of satisfaction with that, then call up a neighborhood reporter. And so, and in this, I'll have a bunch of phone numbers at the bottom of the later pages of this. And then in number 9, it's about how you just starting a relationship with the reporter, whoever you talk to. For example, become more of a source than a flag. Don't call us only when you have something that you're trying to pitch. If you have an idea, if you see something going on down the street, call us then as well. It's about being part of this news gathering experience. It's what we're relying on to get to news. And again, if you build that relationship with a reporter, with an editor, that's how you get their attention when you need it. And then another key thing is email actually works best. Include the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, what is it? It's because it's easier to track. It's easier for me to handle. It's easier for me to move to the report I wanted to go to. It's easier for me to send to the trash can. It's easier for email is the easiest way. You send a fax, someone's going to be too lazy to get up and walk across the newsroom. If you take a phone call, I might not pick up. Someone else might not pick up. Send an email, again, know who you want to send it to. And some call, some send an email a day later, you got this, if there's anything you need, there's something to follow up. Always make sure you include a phone number, and maybe good important is some key facts of what you're trying to do. If you are saying, crime has gone up in this neighborhood, can you help us do something about it? Well, then give me some facts. There's been a shooting in this street at that time, and something that I can work with, that I can understand the story a little bit better. But again, these are just starting suggestions, but just a little few things that some of my fellow editors thought might be helpful.
I agree. The only shameful thing about emails is, and this, in my position especially, it's all about relationships, and you're never really going to get a good story unless you really get to know people. And I'm in a position where I need to do that with a smaller organization. But at the same time, when somebody calls me and they're not, and I'm trying to pull information on for 10 minutes on the phone while you're trying to do something else, and you got to get up and go to the story in 10 minutes. Getting that email ahead of time gives you that few seconds to glance at everything over, and you know what's there, you know what you need to find out yet, and it really helps you prepare to talk and really focus, and you get more out of the conversation. So that's it. I mean, yes, please, everything electronic is perfect, but yeah, I understand there's got to be a follow up and go back and talk to you, but that can come later. I think as long as we're on the topic of electronic, I'll get a lot of press releases, and God bless them, a lot of people think that the prettier the press release and the more text boxes they create and the more graphics on there, it's going to get my attention. I'm going to say, oh, I have to work with this. But really all that does is mean I got to undo everything and put it into a plain text thing, and that's all. So really just a simple, straightforward text document is perfect. And then any attachments, if there's photos or graphics that need to go with it, that's fine. And don't be afraid to send a high-res photo. A lot of things you get will say photos available upon request. Well, if it's an Asian event and you're sending it to an Asian paper, we're going to call you back and ask for the photo, so go ahead and send it. And the high-res is best. Some people will send us a 20 kilobyte photo, and we got to make that 2 columns, and then this is all big, distorted, pixelated thing. We can't do that, so we're always going to follow up on a bigger photo. They'll save something to a PDF, and it's a pure image, and some people are afraid to say cut and paste right in that, so it's hard to do that. So just like I say, just a plain text document, a Word file, a PDF is good. When you start getting into I'm trying to think of the other Microsoft programs, sometimes they'll open up in an application, and sometimes they won't. So be mindful of that. If you have any question about whether or not your application will be able to be open to somebody else's, just cut and paste the text right